Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. We had some nice clarity heading into the open as far as what the most likely scenarios were. Top fishing galore for the bears, a big battle into the close, CPI numbers tomorrow, a sector that has been lead bulls that I am watching for money to rotate out of. Lots to look in on. So the S&P 500 futures chart, this is the daily candle. It's an indecision doji, and we need to zoom in to get more details to see what was shaping up. So we started the morning looking at high of yesterday resistance. Let's actually just go to SPY so we have some nice clear numbers. There were top fishing plays this morning first thing. So we had the high of yesterday at 406.41 and the high of this morning at 406.08, which is a very close top fish play. This is my ideal entry. The ones that I fumbled one yesterday, a bearish entry first thing in the morning. The reason I fumbled it was because I didn't have a clear level to be going off of, and I have to establish a trade game plan on the fly as levels are being established very quickly in the first 15 minutes of the morning. Not the case today. SPY, XBI, QQQ, all right to the high of yesterday, and clear rejections, giving beautiful top fish entries for the bears. Yet another morning where bears control the morning. That's 4 in a row now, and they will keep doing it as long as it keeps working. So SPY rejected from the high of yesterday first thing, pulled back notably. It broke the low of yesterday. It did so because XLF and XLV were some lead bears to the downside, and QQQ was holding on a lot better. So as soon as you drop to that hourly lower low, it's so key to hold the low of the previous day. Because if you're going to change the hourly trend, you have to set the higher low. And as soon as you drop to the lower low, it's back to square one. So this whole bounce it happened in extended hours, but okay, we're trying to shape up the trend change, all right? We got some of the work completed. Now we need the higher low and higher high. If you drop to that lower low, back to square one. Now we have to bounce. We know a bounce. We're just going to look for the lower high. We have to set the higher low. We have to change the trend. So it's erasing the work of the bulls every time you hit that lower low. So SPY, hourly lower high into the end of the day, we would have to hold 390.482 and break 403.26 to confirm an hourly trend change, where we would then zoom out and scout a daily lower high, anything under 429.66. Again, we're just looking for a bounce attempt in the short term, keeping in mind that everybody's going to be looking for a daily lower high, to be looking for a re-entry for bears. So an hourly trend change is just step number one. The NASDAQ, let's go to QQQ, so nice and clear. So the upper wick here on TradingView is incorrect. And you got to always double check that, because we did not hit 309.35 yesterday. The high of the day was 306. And if you are not aware of that, it can absolutely throw you off big time, because we rejected from the high of yesterday by 24 cents. Beautiful top fish. We saw the bulls run overextended into the open. That's exactly what the bears want to see. Give me a 5-minute overbought RSI straight into a resistance level that everybody's watching in an environment where bears have been pouncing on the open for weeks, and you got a recipe for a bear entry. So I entered bearish first thing while live streaming. We pulled back. I did a couple little flips on the way down based on the 1-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame. I did re-enter a half position a bit too premature. We rejected again. Pulled back, potential cup and handle if this is a 5-minute bull flag. It failed and then rolled over massively. So I did hold some SQQQ through the entire day into this break here. This was a very clear break. Today was a really nice technical day for QQQ, just as far as clear levels and prices reacting to them well. So reject from the high of yesterday. Top fish reject from the high of today. Roll over, hold the low of yesterday. We held it by less than $1. Chop around, nothing going on. Quadruple top, 316 cents is a key resistance level. We break it with massive follow through. Another beautiful top fish. 5-minute overextended, stair step pattern to the upside. I entered bearish when the stair step pattern broke. Sold on this pullback. Watched for the potential of a 15-minute cup and handle attempt. We battled. This was a real fun battle to watch into the end of the day. Bears won. I traded XBI like a madman today in both directions. Into the end of the day, I had a large risk-free XBI position playing for the 15-minute cup and handle because it was the same setup. And I got risk-free again by just maneuvering where I'm buying and then I sell half on the The bull move, I mean, I was down to doing it so significantly that I was buying this consolidation for the 15-minute higher low using 15-minute EMA 12 as my guide. And then I would sell some on this bull move. And then I would rebuy. This was a 2-minute double bottom. I rebought and added on there. I sold when we triple topped, sold some of it when we triple topped at resistance. Did end up getting stopped out of a core that I was trying to hold for a bull break of the quadruple top at the high of the day. But the maneuvering allows me to get risk-free. So now I've got my risk-free XBI position, and into the end of the day, what can I do? Well, I'm going to top fish QQQ. I'm going to enter a bearish position on QQQ. I didn't get that good an entry. I probably got filled down here around 304. And then on the initial pullback, I sell some of SQQQ, and my stop goes over this high. So now I cannot lose on XBI, and I cannot lose on SQQQ. One of them is going to stop out. The other one is going to be a profitable trade. I love positioning myself in that scenario. So QQQ had a chance. Everybody's cards were on the table at the end of the day here. Everybody's looking at the same levels. There are no tricks, no games, no nothing. It was just basically send your best men out and let's battle. And the Bears won again because it was a very clear setup as far as what had to happen. A bull break of these resistance levels and a new high of the day, confirming an hourly trend change and confirming the daily bounce was underway. Bears win. So now we got an hourly equilibrium into tomorrow. It's a 2-day hourly equilibrium, and it's really nice for clarity. I'm viewing it as high of yesterday, low of yesterday, double top, higher low, triple top. If we hold 296.57 tomorrow, it's another higher low, and we're getting real tight here. CPI numbers are tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern to give us a glimpse into inflation data. I say data. And if we break bull, the daily bounce is underway. We zoom out and scout a daily lower high, watching EMA 12 resistance. If we break bear, the bears keep complete control. We hit fresh fear lows, and the fear remains. So tomorrow, we're either going to see a short-term relief and daily bounces shaping up, or fresh lows. And we know who the burden of proof is on. SMH, daily inside bar. Actually, we did break that high of yesterday, but only by 8 cents. So I still consider that a daily inside bar because I can. So what do we need? An hourly trend change. And we actually did get it right into the end of the day. That does stand out. We know we're not going anywhere without QQQ bulls, but we have a bullish correlation to QQQ. And I don't even have to look at the comparison chart because we broke the high and QQQ did not. So we need to see QQQ break bull for SMH to see daily bounce, follow through, and then anything under 247.19 would just be a lower high. Still watching the potential of a falling wedge here, and I don't love it on SMH. I guess that's a pretty good one. This is a good one. This is what I'm watching. And I have less confidence in this pattern. And again, if the longer term time frame, if this is a daily chart and we're looking for a monthly high or low, or let's say this is an hourly chart and we're looking for a daily high or low, I have a lot of confidence that this is going to break bull. But there's no longer term time frame right now on SMH that favors a higher low as the most likely scenario. So this falling wedge can break bear. And some of our weaker names, the cannabis sector specifically, has been putting in falling wedges for months that just keep breaking bear because they are in a bearish market. So this is something I'm keeping an eye on, but my confidence is less significant with the setup, and SOXX has the same one. So keep an eye on a potential falling wedge, but we have to bounce from here to hold the downtrending support, and maybe we bounce and set another lower high and continue to tighten up for another week or two, but just something that I'm visually keeping an eye on now in the short term as long as this pattern is valid. Tesla broke the low of yesterday. So again, as soon as we break the low of yesterday, it's back to square one, trying to shape up a trend change. If we confirm an hourly trend change tomorrow, tons of space for a daily lower high to be the result of the bounce. The difference between Tesla and a lot of individual names, we have a monthly uptrend. That makes all the difference in the world. Looking for a monthly high or low. If the broader market can put in a temporary fear bottom, we're going to be looking for Tesla to put in a monthly high or low and trade within an equilibrium. That's a big if that we're not seeing much of a sign of, but it's something I'm watching for. CCJ is another one, uranium, that is still in a monthly uptrend, and it's daily oversold and real beat up. So names that have monthly uptrends, certainly not the same as names that are in monthly downtrends. And Tesla is in a monthly uptrend. XLV broke the low of yesterday, not much follow through. Just a clear daily downtrend. Nothing's going to change as long as we're in a daily downtrend. When we change the daily trend to the bulls, we're going to zoom out and scout a weekly lower high with tons of space for it to form. So aggressive bears, I should say patient bears, will be waiting for that weekly lower high. Next time that weekly bounce gets going. The financial sector, still all bears, a lead bear sector today. Again, anything under 3610 is just a daily lower high next time we bounce. So still weakness there. Downtrend on lots of time frames. IWM, clear bear break to a lower low. ARK is getting crushed with earnings. UPST coin just getting absolutely trashed. And so ARK is still at lows and still crushed itself. So growth still weak. Tons of space for a daily lower high on IWM next bounce when we confirm an hourly trend change to the bulls. Again, a patient bull doesn't care about the next daily bounce. They say, go on, bounce without me. I don't care. If it's big enough, then I'll be interested in a higher low. If it's not big enough, then I'm going to expect another leg down and remain patient. Biotech sector, again, the volatility has just been so beautiful. The ranges, I mean, the 3 times leveraged ETFs are going double-digit percentages in both directions daily these days. And we got an hourly equilibrium from the last 2 days. Lower high into the close. Anything above 65.10 is a higher low. Biggest mistake I made today. I traded really well today. Scalp trading, just in the zone. It's been a while since I've done that. With the frequency, the amount of trades I took, I probably, had 40 plus orders today, scaling in and scaling out. But bigger picture here, I played this XBI bounce on the morning, and it was a beautiful 5-minute stair step marking the bottom, and I lost sight. I was too zoomed in because I was all out here fairly quickly. And if I was in the mindset of this is for the hourly higher low, then I would have had a real big day. So I missed this leg up of this bull move because I was zoomed in looking for a 15-minute lower high, not confident in the broader market bulls. I mean, that's justified. And S&P 500 had just hit a new low of the day, broke the low of yesterday. So I can make excuses, but it was not being focused on the most likely scenario on the hourly time frame that made me give up that position too soon. Could have kept a runner and been risk-free on that bounce trade. And my point was, out of all those trades I took today in both directions and had a really good day today, I could choose something wrong that I did on every single trade because I'm not nailing tops and bottoms. I could have held this one longer. I could have waited and made this bear entry a little bit more patiently. And again, it's just back to the common point that I make of we choose our mindset. And I could choose to be down on myself on every single trade or not. And obviously we want to improve upon mistakes and highlight them and not ignore them, but it's not going to be perfect. It never will. TLT. So still watching the daily EMA 12 resistance. Solid bounce follow through, but nothing changes if daily EMA 12 is resistance. And again, the 2-day time frame is a good guide as well. Anything under 122.82 is just a 2-day lower high. We're watching the US 10-year, which is still in a daily uptrend, but testing EMA 12. Let's see if we lose the daily uptrend. We're looking for a shift in market character. I should say shift in 10-year, the character of the 10-year. And if we lose the daily uptrend, we'll say, okay, this is different. This is different than what we've seen over the last 2 months. Not yet, but we're watching for it. The dollar is still strong up at the highs. Bulls haven't done much the last few days, but they don't need to do much because they're in complete control. So no character change in the dollar. Still EMA 12 in the clear uptrend. And what else we got? The VIX. The VIX still rejecting from resistance. Daily inside bar. If the QQQ hourly equilibrium breaks bull, we'll be looking for an inside bar bear break and a daily lower high to be set. So bears keeping an eye out for that possibility. Gold, weak. Lower lows, daily downtrend continues, bears in complete control. Next support level we're looking down at, 1780 is the most clear level, but the daily downtrend is just going to remain our guide. Silver is weaker. Very significantly accelerating to the downside. The daily RSI, the most beat up it's been since the CVID dump. Crushed. Monthly, close to fresh lows. And we already got them. Wow, didn't even realize that. Silver is hitting the lowest price in almost 2 years. Downtrends all over the place. Just looking for a daily lower high next bounce. Miners, bear follow through from its bear flag confirming. Bears in complete control here. We are going to look for a monthly high or low on these miners, but not until the metals find a bottom. Oil, red flags yesterday, red flags continuing today for bulls. We got a lot of space for a lower high. We can bounce 7% and still have plenty of space for a daily lower high. So what I am looking for, we have rotation. Remember in our bull market rotation, it would just be this sector is the lead bull. Okay, now it's consolidating healthy. This sector is a lead bull. I'm looking for rotation for the bears in this market environment. We've seen it. We saw semiconductors, growth, and tech weak, leading the way down. But healthcare is just fine. Commodities are just fine. Energy sector, just fine for the bulls. Utilities, just fine. Then everything changed 3 Thursdays ago, however long ago. And everything sold off. Energy did not. Energy, both the commodities and the ETF, have held on resilient. I'm looking for that to change. I am looking for its turn for consolidation, which means I'm looking for an oil daily downtrend to be confirmed. I'm not massively convinced it's going to happen. I'm watching for it to happen, and this is step one. Step one is a big pullback, lose the daily uptrend, create the space for the daily lower high next bounce, confirm the daily downtrend, and have bulls lose momentum. Natural gas, big pullback, beautiful double bottom bounce, but we got a ton of space for a daily lower high to be the result of the next bounce if we confirm the daily downtrend. Look at the monthly time frame. We have not seen monthly consolidation since we ran 150%, 145%. Monthly consolidation is going to happen. So we're watching for cycle shifts. XLE, look at the monthly chart. We have not seen monthly consolidation in 5 months. When we did, it was extremely brief. We are up hundreds of percent. I'm watching for a top to be set in the energy sector. I know energy is the favorite bull play right now, but gold and silver was a favorite bull play 3 weeks ago. And healthcare was a favorite bull play 3 weeks ago. So energy, scouting for a daily lower high, have to confirm a downtrend. Everything that I'm talking about right now, I'll throw it out the window if we don't confirm daily downtrends on the commodities as well as the ETF. But an aggressive bear is scouting a daily lower high and hoping for a cycle top. Probability of nailing a cycle top is not high, but we can try and position for it. And I was doing the same thing with cost and IWM. It was the same thing. Lead bull, all-time highs. Okay, we're seeing weakness in a ton of other places. Are we going to see weakness in the names that have been going straight up for 7 weeks with no consolidation? The answer was yes, and I got thrown off the scent right here. This is where I was, this is the setup where I said, all right, this is what I need to see. Bulls defended support and headed up, and then I missed it. I took my eye off the ball. And in hindsight, it was this close. And so I'm watching now, okay, I saw the rotation game, the rotation out game, and it happened in these names. I'm watching for it in energy. All right, I'm done. Do good things. Appreciate you watching. We'll see what the CPI numbers do tomorrow.